The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 670. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal woman on the show today. She is a launch strategist, a copywriter, a podcast host, and also a coach, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Mai-kee Tsang. Mai-kee, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Sure. So thank you so much for having me on, Sheena. Really honored to be here. Yeah, so I know there was a lot of things that you mentioned in my intro. So as a launch strategist, I'm at the front lines during course launches from start to finish. And I've also got 5 years of coaching under my belt. So I'm really able to dig deep and understand the true desires and fears of the clients that my clients want to reach. So it's kind of a two-step process in a way. So it's not actually my clients themselves, but it's actually their clients who they're trying to reach during a launch. And yeah, so I'm able to do all of that and help to turn it into empowering copy that actually enables them to make a better decision for themselves, whether it's to invest in the course or not. It doesn't matter. But the whole point was to be able to empower them to make a decision. And today I work on multiple 5-figure launches with a couple of my clients, and I just really love this space. And I've recently become a podcast host as well. So I absolutely love this medium. I've just been podcasting for like the last month or so and absolutely loving it. So I'm definitely going to continue that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Mai-kee, what's your cultural background?
I am a British-born Chinese, so BBC, and my parents are from Hong Kong, for anyone who's curious.
Thanks for sharing that. And what'd be your favorite self-confidence quote?
This one is, you can still fail at the things you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love, by Jim Carrey.
Thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence to me means having the courage to live a life true to yourself and not what others expect of you.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Mai-kee, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, confident was never a word that people used to describe me. I was always the quiet and shy type. In fact, parents' evenings, my mum would always be told the same thing by every single teacher, like, oh, Mai-kee, she's very studious, but she's also very quiet and shy. So I was the type to never really speak unless spoken to, and didn't really feel like I had a voice in anything. And in my family, I was always one of the youngest as well, so I never felt like I could get a word in edgeways because there are a lot more charismatic characters in my family. And so I was typically the unwilling teacher's pet. So it's not like I ever wanted to become one, but teachers, they just liked the fact that I studied. So that was pretty much me. So all in all, I was definitely the type to live for other people and not myself, just through their expectations.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something we all go through, right? Especially being brought up as an Asian woman in the family. It's like we have to, make others happy before ourselves. We have to make sure we don't make any noise, make sure we don't piss off anybody. And then we become so unhappy with ourselves because we know we're trying to be somebody else, knowing that we can't even be our true selves, right? But what was that point in your life when you realized you were more than enough to go out there and be who you are today, have that confidence? What was that aha moment?
So it starts off at rock bottom. So basically in my second year of university, so I've got a degree in psychology, but during my second year, I found the biggest cost of never being able to stand up for myself previously because I was caught in an abusive relationship. And it started off as emotional manipulation. So, I didn't realize it at the time, but my boyfriend made me feel that I was betraying him by hanging out with friends and even my family, like even seeing my mum on Tuesdays when it's a day off. And that escalated into sexual abuse. And after that incident, when he went way too far, I finally took a stand for myself and realized that I should never let anyone tell me like who I should be, what I'm capable of, because that's for me to decide. And that's something that I just ran with. So after that moment, I was like, no one's ever going to make me feel so helpless and defenseless ever again. So I realized I was living my life to impress people. But that's where it got me, when I just listened to what other people wanted instead of what I wanted. And so I took 100% control of my life from then on out, if that makes sense. And now I live my life for myself because I didn't think that it made an impact, but now I know it does, that when you go all in and you choose yourself, you also inspire others to do the same, who are also caught in that same trap. So that was my aha moment, and now I live a life where I work with purpose-driven entrepreneurs who want to do something better for the world. And I never would have gotten here if I just stayed in that place, just listening to other people and what they think I should do with my life. So that was my aha moment.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that, it's unfortunate that happened, right? But I'm glad you're able to come out of it, because there's still some people who are in an abusive relationship and feel like they're trapped. And maybe listening to your story, they can realize like you can get out of it and have a better life and, kind of go over that hump and realize the grass is greener on the other side. You just have to make that decision. Like, after those realizations, what are some of the things that you're able to do or, after that?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's the thing, is realizing that you have a choice, because it's so easy to feel as if you don't have one, especially if there's somebody that's domineering who feels like you're backed into a corner as if you've got no way out, but you always do. It takes a lot of courage though to, choose yourself and to say no to something or someone. But that's the most empowering thing though, knowing that we always have a choice in how we decide to, let life either control us or we can control it ourselves. So, yeah.
And, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
I think the tip itself is actually a reminder that life is impermanent, because sometimes we go about life just day by day, not realizing that there is an end to it one day. And I don't mean to sound so morbid, but it's kind of like we were raised under the notion as if we have a safe way to live, as long as we just follow the rules and listen to the adults and everything. And I know that I'm an adult now too, and so is probably everyone else listening to the podcast. But either way, we're almost raised that way, as if there's just a safe way if you just follow the rules. But, who says that those rules are right for everybody? Your own happiness starts with your own definition of what it means and not what others think. And once you understand that, you'll be freer to live the life you actually want, which is your own. So that's it. Life is impermanent. Remember that and realize that it's your own life.
Thanks for sharing those great tips. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Sure, yeah. So I would love it if you'd come and visit me over my own podcast. It's a Quiet Rebels podcast. So hopefully that will give an idea of what that's about. In a nutshell, I want to really be able to help people to show up in their lives and their business. And so even if you're not a business owner right now, there are some episodes that are focused more on mindset and being able to just live your life in the best way possible, which is like when you follow your own heart. And yeah, so that's my own podcast. And for my website is Mai-kee.com. And on Instagram, I'm also Mai-kee Tsang. So that's without the dash. My name's actually spelled with MAI-KEE, but just for the sake of simplicity, for my website and Instagram, it's MAIKEETSANG.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Mai-kee, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Mai-kee's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Mai-kee for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Mai-kee.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Sheena.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Want to learn how you can use podcasting to market your business? Download your free report by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.